now.
Should I just like send this gigantic wall of text and be done with it?
All right. Hi. Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Bonesaw is
Should
ready.
we, if we put this over here, when we look at the camera, we won't be looking the direction of the camera.
All right. Well, last week's recap found you guys trying to make a quick exit out of Agatha's hut, and after taking a look through the papers in her desk drawer, you guys found 3 letters. One from was a person named Antony up in Bryn Shandir. One was from a druid named Redoth, who's been watching the Craigmaws Castle and is now headed to Thunder Tree. And the third one was from the Black Spider himself, looking for the location of Wave Echo Cave. You guys set out for the Old Owl Well to take care of Hamun. Only along the way, Alex, I'm gonna mute you again, buddy.
I'm here.
Okay. You're
Yeah, a little background noise,
get
Alex.
some background noise coming through. Yep. So as you guys made your way towards the Old Owl Well to take care of Hamun, you guys made camp for the night in the foothills amongst the sagebrush. And as Alice was taking first watch, she noticed the orcs coming down the trail from a recent raid, or from a seemingly recent raid. And you guys, she started to wake everybody up, and in the process, alerted the orcs to your location, and they came to attack. You guys did make pretty quick work of the 4 orcs before they were able to get too many hits in. And you guys discovered on one of the orcs an ornate-looking chest with gold images depicting people talking to each other. Kwazatek attempted to open it up with a lockpick, but was unsuccessful that night. The next morning, you guys decided to take the rest of the night and sleep on it. The next morning, Alice, feeling a little bit adventurous and wanting to try and open up the box, decided to take it with her hands and pull, and with a little bit of her barbarian rage or strength, she ended up opening it up, only to discover that the chest was trapped as a cloud of what you guys figured out afterwards was imp poison. Kind of spread out throughout the immediate area. It was discovered in there 2 seemingly identical looking agate type gems that that were about the size of a small fist or so. You guys stowed the now broken box and the agates away in, I believe, Monty's bag, and headed off towards the Old Owl Well.
Right.
Feeling a little bit under the weather. After getting to the well, Hamun greeted you guys, and you guys attempted to. You started talking about your time with Agatha, and Tehran tried to convince Hamun that you guys had captured a goblin that had information that he was looking for. But at the same time, Dafpos was a little bit unsure as to what the plan was, and attempted to try and stop the sale of your goblin friend to Hamun. And a quick thought to try and suggest to Hamun, Tehran attempted to cast suggestion on him, but Hamun, not immune to such things, but has seen such things in the past, knew exactly what Tehran was doing, and decided that things weren't going exactly as he had planned, and made his way back behind his horde of zombies, and you guys, and sent them out towards you guys. The horde of zombies was a little bit more than I think than you guys had initially planned on there being. But ultimately, Quixotic scaled around the outside of the tower and climbed up, trying to take pot shots off at Hamoon. And the zombies just kept trying to make it through to you guys, and they would fall and come back up. And ultimately, Hamoon fell, and the zombies and the zombies were ultimately finished in the end. We left you guys right at the end of that, and I guess that's kind of right where we'll pick up.
They were weak.
Does that?
Sorry, I'm trying to work the fucking controls.
No worries.
We're together, right? You and me. Oh, except I'm not on Roll20 right now. God damn it. I will address Alice, and I'll just kind of lean over to her and ask, how are you feeling? Are you all right?
I'm not great. I think I fell asleep.
Yes, you did. I'll lean into you and kind of put my hands on your shoulders and heal you.
Ooh, thank you.
Yeah.
I'll start rooting around for his tent, because there's got to be a presumably sinister reason as to why he was around here.
Okay, you're just going right into it.
Please.
You're touching it with
No,
your hands.
I'm gonna search for traps because this guy has already murdered people, and then turned them into zombies. So I guess perception. What's that?
Traps.
Yeah, make me a perception check.
Dirty 20.
Did that show up for anybody else?
No.
Did it not?
Pixar didn't happen.
Okay.
Are people moving
I-
around in here? Can you see?
It is not showing you in Roll20. It is showing Alex Fisher, Sean,
Well,
Josh,
then
and myself.
I'm in a weird one, but because
No, Rob froze.
Well, I'm
Maybe
going to go
it was-
investigate him.
Oh, you're gonna go investigate the dude?
As Rob opened
Yeah,
up the
the
tent,
actual dead boy.
there was a Medusa in there, and it froze Rob.
He's been
can you
petrified.
hear me again?
We can hear you now.
No.
Okay, I sent you a screenshot. For some reason, I'm in it, but not in it with you guys.
Okay.
So I don't know what the deal with that
Alternate
is.
universe.
Yeah. So
But,
Multiverse.
oh, that's why.
Try closing
It's
and opening again.
Wrong fucking map.
Oh.
I'm in two Roll20 campaigns, and
Ah.
I was a dumbass. That's the reason. So I sent you a
Ah.
screenshot of it, but I'll
Okay.
roll it again.
No, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah. So with a 20 perception, you kind of examine the tent flap, and it does not appear to be that he set any sort of traps for any visitors besides himself.
Tent flap, inside the door, stuff like that.
Yeah. So you examine the tent flap. You look inside you peek your head inside the door, and you don't. It does not look like there's any other traps that he had set in here.
All right, yeah, like I said, I'm gonna look around for, I don't know, clues,
Stuff and things.
stuff
Okay.
and things, exactly.
Okay.
Things of use.
Sorry, I'm gonna roll out that heal quick. I'm gonna use. Sorry, I just logged into Roll20.
Okay.
That on her, and that's 3 points for her. Okay.
Oh,
I'm
cool.
just kind of rolling around on the ground, grunting and making strange non-pleasant noises.
Well, you're up. Like you're actually up and moving.
He's up and moving,
Oh,
but like
I'm up.
Hold on. let me
Feeling
check
good
my
is
healing,
another
spell
whole
slots.
different thing.
Let me check my spell slots.
Is anybody
could-
attending to Nicola at all?
I can attend to him.
I will see that you are taking care of him. And what is Daftpost doing?
I am investigating the body of Human.
I will approach you from behind and I will peel you off of that corpse onto your ass.
Seems aggressive.
Thank you, good
My
sir.
character is upset.
Yes, you got 6. Did you hear that? So
Yeah, I feel so much better now
you good.
as I walk away with a limp.
I did my best. Used up a good spell slot. That wasn't even my pack magic.
I'll grab you by whatever hood or jacket or armor you're wearing, the collar, and I will pull you off of his body to the opposite side of me.
Meow meow.
Hey, Alex is here.
Whoa!
Hey.
You're late. You go to 2 laps.
all right. So Kyle, so Taran has just pulled Daftpost off of Hamun, and has this rage look in his eyes.
I'll look down at you. I'm not brandishing any weapon. I am not stern and infuriated is how I'd explain the way I look. I will address you saying, I don't know what you were thinking, but what you did endangered everyone here. At what I assume is the cost of someone that we don't know that well, isn't even in this room where the danger is, and you caused someone in our group to fall. Luckily, he isn't dead. Not long ago, when we were in this room before, you nearly took 2 people out. You need to think more critically in regards to everyone in this group before you act and before you speak.
But the problem is that you were trying to sacrifice an innocent
Nope.
life.
I didn't say sacrifice. I said that we had a goblin with information. He is outside. If you inferred something further than that, that is not my problem. I did not bring him in with a knife to his throat and offer him to him.
I understand that. I understand that I messed up and would cause some major problems for everybody. But the problem is that we can't sacrifice an innocent life whatsoever. We can't endanger an innocent life whatsoever.
Ron, you forget that not everybody knows your plan. Even though you weren't really going to sacrifice the goblin, you just wanted to get the guy away from the zombies.
Nobody talked about a plan. We showed up, walked in the door, and here we were.
Nobody knows. How can people follow your plan?
If nobody knows, then don't blow up the plan.
Ah,
Like I said, I understand now what you were doing, but at the time, it sounded like you were trying to risk an innocent life.
Well, then take a beat and figure out what it is rather than what it sounds like.
I apologize for my impulsiveness.
I'll walk away.
how is the little guy anyway? Where's Drew?
Perfectly fine.
Droop is hanging, like, hearing kind of everything that went down. Droop is like, has his head peeked over the edge of the cart and is trying to listen to everything that you guys said, because he heard what sounded like a potential throwing him into the maw of a wizard that you guys had dealt with or talked with previously. He's looking a little bit scared for anybody who looks at him in the cart, but he is appreciative that he is still alive.
I'm going to wink at him.
He winks back. All right, he tries to wink back, but he goes, he can't wink. He does both eyes.
He blinks at her.
Is it little thing? Yeah. All right.
All right, so I will investigate Human.
Okay.
Am I saying that right, by the way? Is it Human or Human?
Hamoon is how I
Hamoon.
was.
Paradox.
So close.
Yeah, it is Hamun. Okay. So as you kind of pat him down, you find a small leather bag containing a pouch of coins and a single pearl worth 100 gold pieces. I will put the loot or the treasure, the coins, into chat right here. So
Was Quixotic are you still in the doorway?
I don't know. That was why I didn't react to anything, because
Yep.
I wasn't sure how.
My intention was to go in there next, but I'm not going to cut off what you're doing. I'll either follow you in or walk past you if you're indecisive.
No, I was
No.
checking to make sure there was no trap. If there's no trap, I would have been in the building. I just wasn't sure the timeline as to.
Do I
how
find
I'm
his
curious
everything
too.
shook
do I
out.
find his spell component pouch as well?
He did not really seem to have a spell component pouch on him. He looked like he kind of kept what he needed, more so in a. Why am I failing on the? You think that he doesn't need, like, for the spells that he was using, he didn't necessarily need a spell component pouch for it.
Okay, I was just curious.
Might be more of a sorcerer than a wizard.
Well, the pearl is most likely used for identify, so
Hmm.
he's probably keeping some of that stuff just around,
Yep.
as opposed to.
Anyways, I grab the pouch and I come back out and I'll throw it to Quixotic since he's holding everything.
Fuck
Okay.
me, what?
Well-
Something comes like in the door and bonks me in the back of the head. Say, what?
So Quixotic, while you are inside the tent, all of a sudden over your shoulder, a bag, a small leather pouch comes sailing in through the tent doors, hits the tent wall and drops to the floor.
I catch it. Shit,
Okay.
what?
So as it hits the tent wall, you reach out and catch it before it hits the ground. You look inside and you see a pouch of silver, gold, and a couple of electrum pieces. And
It's raining money today. That's great.
And one pearl worth 100 gold pieces.
That was
You're the one holding the money, right?
I am, yes.
Yeah, so here you go.
So,
Okay.
all right. So as you enter the tent, you see a relatively comfortable, looks like a relatively comfortable traveling suite. You see a cot on the floor, a chair, a small writing desk, some writing supplies, and a chest that is open with a what seems like his clothes in it.
Anything good in the clothes?
Seems like it's close.
Do you want to make an investigation check of the room?
Yeah, I will do an investigate in the room, because that's
Okay.
what I said I was going to be doing.
I want to
I
help.
would follow you in.
Okay.
I'm essentially just looking out. I mean, we just got finished fighting zombies and a man. I want to make sure there's nothing in the tent too.
Yeah.
So
And I'm curious.
Just
Tent
saying.
curious, like I said. So
I'll hang out with Nikolai.
My investigation is intense.
I go with-
Your intense
hold on.
investigation.
Let me see. I'm gonna try and assist him. No, I didn't assist him.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see, as you're kind of looking through his chest of clothes, you find what looks like two small tubes, like a small, like made out. You're looking at it. It looks like it's something that you've seen before, and then it hits you. This is a bone tube. There are two of them. What seems like a hollowed out bone tube. And then as you're looking around in the desk, in one of the desk drawers, you kind of open it up and you see a small, a medium-sized jewelry box. It's got beautiful painted flowers on there. It seems like it was probably a gift from somebody at some point.
Does it roughly resemble what we found in the on the road before, or just passing?
It does
You know
not.
what I mean?
No,
Okay.
no, it is. The other one was gold inlaid, seemingly a very expensive box. This one looks really pretty. You figure it's probably worth approximately 20 gold. Just kind of you're looking at the craftsmanship of it, the painting on there. Finding the right buyer, you could probably get 20 gold for the box.
Can I see what he's doing?
Yeah.
I'll say, do you want Alice to open that for you?
That's my choice. Again.
Perhaps if I'm on the other side of the room.
What did you say, Rob?
I said perhaps if I'm on the other side of the room. Otherwise,
How likely would it be that 2 chests would be poisoned?
As a point of order, you guys are the people who are poisoned are still poisoned right now.
oh,
I give a
that's
double
right.
take. I'm like, I give a look at him. I'm like,
I know it's us
Really?
too.
really gonna do that?
Rob,
Can I inspect it to see if it's trapped, like the last one might have been, or just in general?
Sure, yeah. Make an
Can you get double
investigation.
poisoned?
Is
that
it
a thing?
investigation or yeah? Okay, I'll use
All
investigation.
right, what were you gonna say? What do you
No.
want to?
This time I'll do it with the disadvantage is what I was gonna say because I should have been doing that before. So 16.
It does not appear to be locked or trapped.
Well, then it's going to appear to be open in a second here, which is right now.
As you open the box, inside you see a beautiful looking silver looking ring. It definitely, it feels like it has some weight to it. It could definitely, it's unlike any ring that you've seen before.
Monsieur Montana, what can you tell me about this ring?
I can tell you. Does it look old? I think it
Antiques
looks
Roadshow.
I can tell you about this. It's
does
from
look
the second
really
Qin
old.
Dynasty, and it's got some things and stuff about it. And
a quick question: the in Zoom, can you make it? You're in the list view of all the video feeds. Can you make it long enough to accommodate all of them, or is it restricted to 6?
If you go left and then scroll down on the window, you can increase it to the 7. Because that's what I had to do.
At the top of the screen, there's like a 9x9 or a 3x3 square.
Yeah, show grid.
Yeah, click show grid, and then you can kind of manipulate how you
I can
want it
manipulate this. Okay.
So that's how I'm able to show all 7 of you guys on there, or all 7 of us on there.
Yep, and that's why I do too.
I've only ever used this on a 8-year-old iPad.
The more you
If
know.
it's older than I think if it's older than 100 years, I know how much it's worth.
Not
I
quite there
also,
yet, but I'd
No,
hate.
he's talking with the ring. They're playing.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
we were talking about.
if it's older than 100 years, because it probably is, right?
Credit is making a joke.
I can't wait. Can you imagine when the iPad turns 100 years old? Like, what the hell people will think?
What we're gonna have?
Yes.
Yeah.
We will all be dead. Is what we will have.
We'll all be dead.
You'll all be dead.
No. Life expectancy is we're gonna be stuck perpetually at the age 82.
Yep.
And it's gonna be horrible.
Haven't you guys seen Futurama? We're going to be heads in jars by then.
Can't wait.
No, we're gonna actually achieve the singularity. We're gonna be cyborgs by then.
We're all gonna be connected to the hive mind and upload ourselves.
We've already
Intended.
achieved the singularity. We just don't know it yet.
Right. We've just reset ourselves back to the puke of the peak
puke.
of human
Sorry,
dominance.
I'll try to rail this back to the game.
right.
If the tent looks safe, I will leave to inter Hamoon first.
Yeah, the tent looks safe as far as you can tell.
Okay. Then I'll
Uh,
Gonna go suck his soul dry.
What am I talking about? What am I noticing about the ring?
yeah,
Then,
so
since I did some stuff about
the
it.
ring, you figure, well, looks like it's probably 100 gold pieces or so.
There you go.
Um,
Does it look like it should be identified?
I mean, like it's
I get a
a
good look
ring.
at the ring.
It's a ring in a
In a wizard's tent.
in a wizard's tent.
Yeah.
And you
Well, I
did just
can-
happen to find 100 GP Pearl, so that's
Well, I can
coincidental.
ritually cast that guy if you give me 10 minutes.
So why don't you go to this and find out what it is, and I will be here doing other shit. shit.
I will.
Okay.
Other shit. Other shit.
No,
All right,
other
I'll
sit. Say other
take a look at
sit.
that.
Like you
And
don't
do
get the
other
English
sit.
language. Yeah.
Additionally, in this jewelry box, you find a exquisite looking handle and a 3 or 4 inch section of a broken dagger.
Monsieur
Ooh.
Montana, I found more projects for you.
Ooh, I like these projects.
Do I know Mend yet?
Uh-oh.
No, I don't.
Do I? So, all right.
So
So,
you do the
No,
ring
man.
first, and then do the
I know,
what you
man.
call it.
all right.
You have to
Do-
have to have all the parts for mend. So it's just
Ooh.
the knife and part of part of
It
the
is,
dagger.
it is
right?
the hilt and part of the blade.
Does
Okay.
anybody have mend? I don't have mend.
You have to have the whole thing if you're gonna mend
In order
it.
to mend it together, yeah.
Yeah.
But I can look at. So it's just the hilt and half the blade is what we have.
Yes.
I mean,
Okay.
if it's still on, if the hilt and half the blade are still magical, I'll still stab shit with it.
Right. Well, I will take a
Jagged
look
edge
at them.
is Still an edge.
Okay. Do you want to make a history check on the blade, or?
Yeah, I'll make a history check on it. Actually, would it be
Okay.
history or arcana? Would I know whether of those? I guess it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna click a button. You're gonna tell me shit depending on how good it is.
All right. So the 19 history. You're looking over the blade, and you see, kind of at the base of the blade, a small little mark, and to the average person looking at this blade, it may just kind of look like a smudge, but with your kind of the studies that you've done and the antiquities that you've worked with, you know this mark is not just like a random smudge, but it's a smithing mark. It's what smiths would normally use to kind of mark the blades that they work on. And within 19 history, you recognize this mark. This is the maker of this blade. You know, is famous for the blades that they have created over centuries ago. You know this blade to be from
Andover.
the dwarves, the dwarf known as Durgeddin.
Get it.
I will type that into
Turducken.
the
Turducken's blade.
Why does that name sound familiar?
So yeah, so you know that Durgeddin is famous. His blades are highly sought after, but near impossible to find.
I say that with like awe as I'm standing next to Quixotic and just talking about this blade and it's in my hand. But then my hand
typically
slowly
magical,
shifts
or is
down
it just
to.
a really nice blade?
I don't
I
know.
don't know. Is it?
I'm asking the history buff.
Yes, and with my 19, and did I notice anything magical about it?
I mean, like
I can make another check.
You'd have to do identify probably, but
Okay. I mean, I can go and do
identify
that.
or detect magic. I mean, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just go identify both of them. It's ritual. It doesn't matter. So I'll go off in the corner and play with my toys and let you guys know.
Thank you.
So, but like as I look at that knife and realize it, then my hand slowly drifts down to my sword. He kind of holds it and clasps it and pets it a little bit.
Tell me more about your
My
hands. slowly
precious.
drifting down to your sword.
I would, but you're gonna have to insert a credit card number here. I'll tell you more about my hand slowly drifting down to my sword if you.
okay. So are you heading out of the tent to go identify these?
As long as it doesn't look like there's any other interesting / dangerous / potentially devious, mischievous, and shenanigan-y type things going on in here.
I mean, there's always mischievous and
Oh yeah, I mean,
Mischievous.
I'm in the room.
Shenanigans.
You're in the room.
Yeah.
but of Hamun's things,
Sure.
items, belongings, you guys,
Okay.
you don't notice anything else.
So I'll go off and sit down off to the side and do my ritual casting for identify on the ring first, and then the sword and the
you doing?
dagger and hilt.
Take a look out.
You're just what, like by like the front door?
Sure.
I will
organize
come
it.
back to you in just a second.
Yep. That's fine.
So Colin, I guess just to follow up with you, you left the tent, went over to Hamun, and tell me a little bit what you were doing, just your normal.
I go up to his body. I kind of cross his arms, straighten him out a little bit, and I will use my sword to cut the tattoo off his forehead that denotes like his, what is it, like school of magic that he
His
What do you have in your head,
necromantic.
Colin?
what's that?
What do you have in your head?
It's a Brabhad Yamaka.
The Brabhad Yamaka. Neil nailed it. I just wanted to make sure you didn't ask what, and then we wasted our time talking
I
about
just wanted you to say it out loud. That's all.
it.
I'm more impressed that it's like staying on your head as you're moving your head around.
No offense. So I'll do that before I start encasing him in ice, and just kind of, I don't know. Is anybody close enough to hear me? Doesn't really
kind
seem
of.
like it.
I think the closest people would be me and Kohi, and I'm not paying attention.
I'm not really talking loud enough for someone 20 feet away to hear me. So
Yeah.
that's it. That's what I'm doing. And then I guess after I'm done with that, well, let's say I do that for the 10 minutes that Monty is working, or not Monty. Monty?
Yeah.
I do.
Yep. You got it. I'm
Monty.
identifying.
It'll be 20 because he's doing
Doing what?
two things ritually.
It'll take me a long time to put all the bodies in one space. After I do him, I'm gonna do him, and then I'm gonna drag all the zombies into the space.
Okay.
Slurping all these bodies up or what?
Are
Just
you asking
munching.
me that?
He's snacking.
You make the mistake of assuming this energy is for me. It's not. I'm just reclaiming it.
You do you, my friend.
What am I doing here? I'm sorry.
No, he said you do you.
Okay. That is my intent.
Tell me more about you doing you over there.
All
I
right.
don't want to know.
Theme going here. I was just trying to stay on point with the plot.
So I guess Kohi, Nicola, and Alice, what are you guys doing while Monty is kind of sitting down with this ring and this?
I'll give
dagger in his lap?
Nicola another. I'll give Nicola another heal.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm going to start looking around to see if there's like a good area that we can set up a good camp in besides right here in the middle.
Even though it's a lot easier for me to heal when people are down, because that way I just get max heal at all times from 30 feet away. So.
Oh, that's nice. I didn't know that. My
Dude.
apologies.
So someone's sitting there at 1 health, and you go over and like sucker punch them, and be like, "All right, you're back up."
Who did I do that to?
What
I already
happened
did that
there?
to somebody.
I have no idea what happened.
I think it was you. Was it you?
That was my barbarian. It was the
Mm.
first encounter with my barbarian who went down, and you came over and just punched the crap out of her.
Yep. Okay. All right, so Nikola has got a little pep in his step now. He's feeling pretty good.
I should do it for you there.
Do a little dance.
Who all got healing potions?
The dark people, the ones from the underworld.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
I don't have one.
I do not have one.
I have healing packs, which can give 1 HP, but that's about it.
I think they're the only. Wait, no. Colin, did you guys drink yours?
I thought there was.
I drank mine. Or no, I gave mine.
We had like 3 or 4 of them floating
I'll
around.
have to go
we
back
had-
and do the math. We had a
Yeah.
bunch. Yeah.
We only had 2.
We only had 2
Lots
at
of-
one point. Yeah.
I thought we found a couple
found 2,
more
I
though.
We found 2, but we also used 2 at that time. And the last ones that I knew of were both in the possession of Colin and Rhea.
Yes, Alice and Turan both had a healing potion. I've used mine on someone, not myself. And
I think over-
she still has hers.
Who
I
needs
have 2 more spell slots, so if anybody needs more cure wounds, who
Okay.
needs help.
We're doing
Just
okay.
more like inventory for.
Well, what time is it right now? It's like dusk, right?
9:35.
You look up in the
No.
sky and like it's mid-afternoon at this point. I mean, you guys had
Maybe,
left
like,
pretty early.
we
to
all
get-
got poisoned and then we went here.
Yeah. So really,
That
the
was a good
question should
call.
be: do we want to
Milk
hold
was a
off
bad
on
choice.
heading for the orcs till tomorrow?
Well, yeah, it's going to be a couple of days to get there anyway, right?
I know, but we could just wait here for the night. We have 4 walls here.
Oh, we were
That's
going
true.
south more, weren't we? Wasn't
Yeah,
that the
yeah.
idea? Is that where the orcs
It
are?
was.
I thought that was something else.
Yeah, they're south of us.
Well,
you guys know that the orcs are probably about 10 miles away from where you guys heard the description as
shit.
to where their hideout might be.
so
Oh,
we
it's
could
a
be there
hideout.
to.
Okay.
Yeah, we could be there today, or we could stay here for the night and be there tomorrow.
Well, I'm still feeling a little queasy, so tomorrow would be best.
I agree.
feeling a little quick sorry.
All right. So Monty, as kind of the first 10 minutes pass, as you're sitting down and you're kind of looking at this ring, kind of studying it a little bit more. All of a sudden, it pops into your head, and you realize that the ring that you're holding on to is no ordinary steel-looking ring. It is a ring of protection.
Oh, it's like we hit the jackpot.
Not gonna call dibs, but
But dibs.
It's a ring of protection.
Well, you've got your frost armor.
yeah, it'd be nice not to get punched on
That's
so
true.
easily.
Plus 1 AC.
That's
Hey,
Mhm.
what would you be at? Like 34 then?
32.
No, I'd be at
Rounded down.
you need that then.
Yeah, I know. Who else is squishy?
I'm 14.
I was going to say I'm a
Yours is
15,
like
so that's not
15.
awful.
Oh,
You're
Well,
I'm 13.
pretty easily.
Yeah, without my mage armor, I'm a 13. No, actually, without my mage armor, I'm a 11.
Yeah, but your mage armor is on 8 hours a day, yes?
But it'd be nice not to have to use a spell slot every time. But even then, it's only a +1. It's not going to do much more besides buffing to a 15. So I'm good giving it up.
I'm squishy, but I'm gonna remedy that in my next level. So
Yeah.
I'll get mage armor, and it won't cost a spell slot. So
Okay, so
Who's
I think
rolling
that
out
kind
for
of I think that kind of leaves it to the warlocks.
it?
or the barbarian, or would that not matter? Yeah, that would still benefit you.
It would
wouldn't
still benefit her, yeah.
Alice?
Yeah.
So it's the warlocks and the barbarian.
Rage does a lot of work that armor.
Yeah. And I got the sword. I mean, so you warlocks.
Well, if that's the case,
Because I don't know what I am yet. So.
Well, I mean, if that's the case,
that
Nicola
sounds
already
cool
has,
though. I
yeah.
like that. That's a nice.
Nicola already has a
combination.
staff. Why not give the ring to Theron then? Around, yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I would say that's fair because I do have the staff that I can use to give.
Yourself shield.
More.
Mage armor to people.
Yeah, you can use shield,
Shield.
and mage armor.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, don't forget to roll to regain the.
Technically, I've got shield too.
Like I said, I'm not calling dibs, but it does help me quite
You
a bit.
kind of just said I'm not calling dibs the first one, so
You've
You-
went over
you've
that
not
ground.
called
You've
dibs
trudged that
first.
ground like 3 times.
Yeah.
you not called dibs first.
You have it now. So
But
Not
it's
dibs,
yours.
but dibs.
Yeah, it's honestly it's yours.
All right.
Thank you.
All right,
So-
starting on the dagger then, so
Yeah.
I'll
Okay.
check back in.
I
good.
have a hunch this would be something I'll be interested in.
I'm gonna heal myself for 6.
Uh,
since nobody
Keelan,
else got me,
while he's doing that, I'm gonna keep looking around. And there, you said there was a
There are two.
bench and
Oh, you have in your hands
be right back.
2 cylindrical-looking containers that you, upon further inspection, you realize are made out of bone.
right. And so, I mean, I'm not gonna drink them, so.
Well, I mean, it's just a
Uh,
cylinder. You have to open it first to figure out what's in it.
Oh, okay. I guess I was under the impression it was like a potion container.
No.
Slam that
I'm
shit.
over there slipping my ring on him. I go, do you want Alice to open those?
So
Decline.
You want to
they-
detect if they're trapped first?
how big are they? So if you're describing these cylinders, you said it was small though, right?
I mean, they're probably
Test tube
probably
size.
a foot or so long.
Oh, okay. So they're like map containers almost.
Not quite as large as a map container, but larger than a. It definitely looks like it could hold something in it.
All right, let's make sure these are not trapped. Hopefully, oh, there we go.
Be comfy where you are.
You look at these and you're kind of examining the end of the bone is kind of how it is. It looks like it opens up. Looks like there's a little pin and kind of like the bone rotates over, and you're looking at it and it does not look like these are trapped in any way.
Okay,
Well, I mean, if it's
And-
doing, oh, I know what they are already.
I start making my way to the cart.
I'm gonna
This is
see if
not
I can
interesting.
open them up and figure out what's going on with these guys.
You open one up and you look inside. You kind of rotate to the top and it kind of rolls over, and you look inside and it looks like there's like a piece of paper inside.
That is convenient. I would like to see what this paper says.
Okay. You pull the paper out and it's rolled up pretty tightly, and kind of as you pull it out, you start to unroll it, and it definitely looks like it is probably some sort of spell that Hamoon has acquired over time, and just didn't have the time to kind of get it into his spell book before. He figured he'd probably get to it at some point, but just didn't take the time to do it at the time. So
Speaking of spellbook, is there one around here? Presumably.
there was no spell book that you guys found on him or anywhere in the tent.
Tease. All right.
So-
So he was a sorcerer.
No,
That's
not
a wizard.
necessarily.
Keeps it in a secret spot. So for Bard, kind of
G-steered
a
it,
question
for
out
sure.
of game is it? Yeah, right. Did we check his prison wallet? I don't know if we.
Woof.
When bards choose spells, is that a set list, or can they, like, if they stumble across like a mage's spell book, can they take
You
the
can't
spells
keep
from
them
it?
the same way wizards can, but you can probably still use these for one.
Oh, like a one cast.
Yeah, like our,
it would
Any
be sort of
magical
like
person could, though,
yeah,
right?
It would be like a
Yeah.
scroll of whatever
It'd be
spell
like a
you're trying to
scroll.
use.
Yeah.
So
Got it.
and then as you go to open up the second container, this bone looks a little bit larger, a little bit thicker. As you kind of rotate the top of the bone open, you look inside and what looks like the top of a cork in there. You take the bone and you shake it out and onto your hand, and you feel the cork hit your hand, and as you pull the bone up, you're holding the small vial, a container of red-looking liquid in your hand. it looks like Hamun had stashed away a potion of healing for later use, for emergency usage at some point.
I did him a fat lot of good.
Yes, there are so many of these potions around here. I love it. Okay. I think I might pocket this one because it'll be useful to have spread around on the non-melee people.
Okay.
So,
Yeah,
I'll
complete
keep-
honesty, those should be on the range people because we're the ones that can get to them and drop it.
Whatever.
But
So
But that's
and
just
you don't have healing. So
well, and that's also me metagaming, so it doesn't matter.
Yep. Right. So that's kind of all that you found in his tent. As you go back outside, you see Monty sitting there with the broken dagger in his hand, and he's twirling it around and kind of puts the broken tip on his palm and twists it and sees it's spinning like almost perfectly well for a broken dagger. Something that probably shouldn't happen, but Monty knows that just the craftsmanship and the workmanship of Durgadin, that even with a broken dagger, you can still see the craftsmanship in it. The 10 minutes finish, and it's a dagger. It's a beautiful looking dagger, but it does not appear to be magical, or any additional damage that would have come from the dagger. So
Monsieur
So it's just a
Montana,
really nice
it's a
dagger.
dagger.
I would still be interested in that if that's all right.
You may, as long as it ends up at some point in a museum.
That I can assure you. Just a pause for a moment.
Trail off a little bit. Good.
Yeah, good enough. There you go.
Keelan, how should I write that as a?
Broken dagger.
Broken
yeah,
dagger.
I mean, I can create something in D&D Beyond,
Yeah.
and give it to you.
I
Which-
think I'll have to look because I don't remember. There used to be something for master craftsmanship in some of the other versions where it gave like a bonus to hit but not to damage. But I don't think that exists in this one. So it's
Okay.
just basically a nice dagger. But yeah, if you could whip something together because it'll probably be something I'll hang on to.
Okay.
Okay. And you said there were
Actually,
no
and-
other.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Ask what you're gonna ask.
I was gonna say there were no other interesting documentation or anything like that, like in Agatha's lair.
No, nothing that he hasn't in his drawers. You assume that if he had something like that, like a wizard's book or kind of something like that, he would keep it in a probably not in this realm sort of thing.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, he'd have a different location to hang on to it. Okay.
Monty, make me a history check on the dagger again.
Great.
After you've identified it.
Would he have a advantage?
With
'Cause-
advantage. With
yeah.
advantage. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I don't have auto advantage turned on, so I'm gonna roll it twice. Okay.
You can't select it when you.
It
You can
doesn't.
make it. You can make it.
I know you
prompt
can
too.
make it, but I don't want to do that. So.
Okay.
All right.
Good Lord, come on, stop this. It's doing the funky dice.
Speaker there, which door?
Okay. So with a 22, while the dagger itself isn't magical,
The hilt.
you
knew it.
remember you remember some of the lore behind Durgadin, and that this master craftsman dwarf, the blades that he made in his people had moved away from the dwarven village where he had made most of his blades. And the an orc horde had come through, and while the dwarves fought valiantly, they were forced to flee from their homes. And the legend of Durgadan goes that he and the rest of his family and kind of clan had found a cavern deep within the mountains near Neverwinter, but tried to find a place that was so well hidden that they would never have a situation where they would be forced from their homes again. Durgadan continued to
Called
make
Moria.
Called Fandelver.
Durgadan continued to make these glorious blades, and through very creative, select ways of trading, would get them out of, would trade for supplies to basically help rebuild his the hall that they were building and keep his family safe. It's been probably 300 or 400 years or so since anybody has last seen a newly crafted Durgadan blade. The fear is that his the secrecy and attempts to conceal their home had failed, and that they're likely no longer upon this ethereal plane, or upon this plane. So that's kind of the history behind Durgadan and this blade.
So this blade is very rare, basically. Take good care of it, I will.
Sorry, Hanzo.
You must have big rats.
Pretty cool. Take good care of that. Sounds like an awesome blade.
I will.
Maybe someday we'll come across.
It is,
home
at
of
this
it.
point, probably the most expensive thing I own.
Probably. Probably by far from all of us.
It's
You
not
buy
saying
a
much.
flying castle with it.
I doubt that.
Sound
Yeah.
I doubt
How do you
that
put
very
a price
much.
on priceless?
How do you put a price on flying
A
castle?
smile is how you put a price on that.
There we go.
Okay.
All right. So basically,
Yeah.
it's not something to just flash around the local village.
Unless you want to get someone to try to lift it off you. We could try, right?
Yeah, right.
They could try.
They'd be found dead in the gutter, but they could try.
So that's everything that you guys found in the tent and on Hamoon.
Ooh.
The zombies. That's fun to say.
Zombies.
The zombies. They. I mean, they
They're all
were.
dead.
Where do I mean?
They're all
What's
really
the
dead
likelihood that they had been? I mean, I guess they probably would have been stripped, but we don't really know where they came from.
He
so-
had naked zombies? Creepy guy.
Just
You never
pull up
know.
rotted dicks out.
The zombies were clothed, while Hamoon was a necromancer of sorts. He at least had some human decency.
He was not a necrophiliac, it turns out.
Did he rob them though?
Well, yeah, I guess that was where that conversation was supposed to go. Is did he take identifying features off of them, like personal effects?
And money.
Well,
Yeah.
did I notice any of that while I was dragging them around and turning them into ice
That's a
blocks?
coin purse.
As you're dragging them around, an arm may have fallen off here or there. These zombies are pretty far beyond most of their facial and kind of racial traits have kind of been lost to decay over time. These zombies are definitely not freshly killed zombies and brought back and reanimated. It definitely looks like this has been kind of a lifelong project of Hamoon over the course of years. Kind of looking at them, these zombies were probably not necessarily killed by him, but perhaps just reanimated by him.
The likelihood of them having anything is very low to non-existent.
The likelihood of them having anything is very low to non-existent. Upon looking at them, you figure Hamoon was probably a grave robber.
No, so no clues to where they were from, and they're probably not the local miners that were driven off, correct?
No, definitely not. The local miners came back scared of the zombies. Hamoon wasn't necessarily one to kill people. He just wanted his peace and quiet to be able to kind of study this area.
Sure. Okay. And we've already determined that trying to go down the well is like thousands of feet. And there was no documentation as to why he was studying the specific place in his notes there.
None that you saw in any of his notes. So.
Okay. And you said I did check the whole tent.
You did check the whole tent, yeah.
Okay.
He kept a pretty tidy tent.
I assume.
I think when we first met him, did I cast suggestion on him to tell us what he wanted?
He wanted to know who built the tower.
Wasn't he really cagey about it? I can't remember if I did that.
He was, yeah. There was something weird about the whole thing.
You didn't cast suggestion, but you guys did ask him. You did kind of question him as to like why he was looking into the tower. And as you're kind of thinking back on it, he was weird about it, which is kind of what kind of interested you guys into this place. He wanted to know the name of the person who kind of built this watchtower back in the day. And the reason that he gave was that there's power in a name.
Okay, and that is accurate. Wait, that phrase, power in a name, Montana, is that something that's relevant to a particular person or wizard or something like that? Out of game, that sounds familiar for Elminster, but in game, I don't know if that's the case.
Yeah, the whole book series, Name of the Wind, is based off of that concept.
Well, right, but Elminster, which is who was a wizard that existed in this universe, was very famous and had that was a theme of his.
Let me see what I can tell you about that topic.
Just like if that's something like if he was like
Generally
mistakenly
known.
quoting someone or something like that, you know.
You've heard that phrase before, but it's a relatively common, not necessarily a common phrase, but kind of in some of the ruins that you've explored before that, given the name of something who has built or kind of has done magical or powerful things in the past, that a name can sometimes make things. Sometimes it's a secret message. Sometimes it's sometimes it's just a name.
Okay.
But sometimes that the name does make things do things.
So we have a couple of documents talking about a couple of different people. Can I take those documents and the names therein and kind of talk at the well and then maybe inside the tower a little bit, see if I can activate the elevator that takes us down?
Ooh.
Sure, give it a shot.
So
I'll remind you that I think I pocketed the one
of the letters
from Anthony, or no, whoever was talking about Aurelia? What's her name?
Ariel.
Ariel?
Ariel.
Ariel.
That'd be Antony.
Yeah, I pocketed that letter.
Okay, so I guess I didn't really need the letters. I just need the names, and so perhaps someone who is a little more magically inclined could give this a try, because I don't have a shiny bone in my body. But I'm just trying to, whatever the magic on switch is, maybe around the well, and then maybe around the tower, just to see if there's something hidden, because I have a hunch that if the Banshee knew something, hopefully in one of those letters it would be mentioned.
Well, let me take a look at it, and we'll see what we can do.
Let's give this a go. So, all right. So yeah, I guess I'll hand those off and have people kind of give that a try.
Well, what name do we want to try first?
I guess it doesn't matter. Just rifle through them. Just pop, pop, pop.
All right.
I don't know. I don't know if just saying the name does something, or if you have to imbue it with some kind of magic. I mean, we had a couple of people mentioned. It seems like a good idea to give this a try before we go anywhere.
All right. I'll try Redioth first.
His whole name is written down, yes?
Yeah, I'm reading it right now. It's Redioth.
Okay.
Okay. So where are you when you say his name?
Let's
go. Start with the well because it's closer, and then maybe go to the.
Yeah, we'll try the well first, and then we'll try the tower.
I'm gonna peek my head around so I'm like watching at least, so I'm being aware of what's going on, because I see you guys messing around with papers and stuff.
The documents.
All right. What do you want me to do, Keelan?
Okay. Tell me what you're doing.
I'm gonna evoke my magic with the name of Redioth.
Okay. Make me an Arcana check. We'll go with. Okay.
Not bad.
Can I use perception or something to see if anything moves, or if the wind picks up or something like that?
Okay. Yeah. Make me a perception check.
It's interesting. No one's actually seen me just invoke my magic, and no one's ever actually looked at it before. So this will be interesting.
Right. And this is still at disadvantage. So a 10.
Okay. So you hear Davos trying to. He says, "Redioth, Redioth, Redioth," and I mean he's trying. And as you're looking around, I mean, like you feel a breeze pick up, but like it's probably just a normal breeze that has gone through. You don't think that you don't notice anything happen as as Duffo says, Redioth.
So just rifle through the names, I guess.
All right. The only other names we got all come from Antony's letter.
Just Antony, and I think Antony is just the other name I'm thinking of.
No, there's a couple names in here.
On the page. Do I still have the?
It's still in our player handbook, but I don't have the letter right now because.
I'm checking to see if it's still. Oh, it's still in the.
It's still in our little thing that we have up on Roll20.
The fuck is that?
Players handouts.
It should be in player handouts.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
But we don't have that letter right now, so.
You have the letter right now.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, but the Antony is just is the only name I'm concerned about, because Arl is like a goddess. I thought we had determined.
Yeah, you're not gonna invoke the goddess of winter and
of winter. No. So Antony Fury is the other one, or Fury.
What about this
Worry.
fin?
Fin. There's oh, find Finn's parchment. Yeah, that's good. That's good too. I don't know. Let's try the Finn too.
Let's try Anthony.
Okay.
Tell me what you're doing. Give
Same
me.
thing.
All right.
Same thing. I'm bringing manifesting my magic inside myself while calling out the name.
Okay.
I'm gonna pay attention this time because I'm not poisoned or at disadvantage.
Okay.
I want Tony to pop out of the well.
So as you go, you're like, and Tony.
Fury.
And Tony?
Use the-
Did you say Tony?
And
You
Tony
like diagonally?
Fury. And Tony Fury.
nothing.
And Tony Fury.
Yeah, nothing happens. Okay.
Nothing seems to be happening as you say his name.
All right.
Fair enough. Can we check the tower? Just the same thing.
I guess, yeah.
So for sake of brevity, you go into the tower and you say Ridoth, and just kind of different pronunciations, and nothing seems to happen. And you try the same thing with N Tony Fury, and nothing. There's no secret doors appearing. It's
all right.
Yeah, best to your knowledge, those names are probably not the names that you're looking for here.
Yeah, well,
that is unfortunate, but what can you do?
We
All right.
did our best.
Then we head off to the.
Or we can't.
Yes, that I would prefer the camp.
Okay.
Boats?
Are you guys done investigating the well then?
Yeah, we're done investigating the well.
Okay.
There's no, and yeah, I mean we've tried a couple of different. I'm thoroughly convinced something is goofy with that well, but there's really not much we can do about it.
Yep. None of us can really do anything with it right now, so.
Okay. Sounds good.
Do we try lighting a torch and dropping it down?
Yep.
Yes, we used a stone
rock.
with
This
a
is
stone with light cast on it.
300-mile deep well, right?
Yeah.
You figure it's about a little bit over a half of a mile, about 3,600 feet or so.
That's deep.
So.
Yeah, so there's nothing we can do about the well, so are we just going to camp right here in this altarway? Are we going to camp inside the tower? What do we want to do?
So,
I will not sleep on a pile of dead zombies.
We can move the zombies.
They're cushy, though.
I don't want their bones.
They're not skeletons. Come on.
The tent that he had, that's something that can travel, yes?
Oh.
We drag that outside.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, if let's say we wanted to collapse this tent and bring it with us for future camping, is that something that could happen? Yes.
Yeah, you guys could probably figure
I want
out
to
a
use
way.
the zombie maker's tent.
It's a zombie maker's tent. Ew.
I'll turn to Alice and say, a commitment to your comfort and begins and ends with putting up tents.
I'm not going to carry it, so I guess I'm...
We're going to put it in the wagon. None of us are carrying this thing.
And then...
Yeah, because we have a wagon.
Exactly.
We've
Now
been,
you're
like
thinking
an hour or so.
We're camping here, so we're not going anywhere.
Right.
Let's do it.
You guys, I mean, looking at the tent, you guys figure half of you guys, 4 of you guys will probably fit in there, but not everybody will fit into the tent.
I'm going to sleep in the wagon with...
I will sleep outside of the tent.
Oh, should we bring the wagon inside the tower?
What? Oh yeah, I mean, is that what? Can it fit
fit?
past the walls?
Yeah,
I don't
you
know.
guys. If you
That
follow,
says exterior walls?
There's that corridor that we had to go through. I don't think it'll fit.
But there's a roadway to the south.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
yeah, I mean, if you guys follow like the road up, you guys could definitely bring the the cart into the area.
Yeah, so let's just do that. We'll bring the cart in here and we'll just camp here.
I don't know. I found this sweet tree over here. I'm going over here.
All right.
I will, I guess, sleep under the cart.
Nobody's gonna fight me for the bed. I am gonna just go crash out.
I'm right here against the wall. I'm good.
I'll be over here.
I will be doing, I guess, middle of the night watch, whatever, however.
I'll do
that's gonna
first.
Shake
I'll
out.
do first watch.
I don't do watch anymore.
And you said, Keelan, how long did you say the poison lasts for? 8 hours?
16 hours is what I had
16
said.
hours.
Yeah.
By the time I do my
So-
watch, will I be still poisoned, or will I be?
You'll still be poisoned.
No, as you guys come to evening and getting ready for as kind of darkness falls, it's been about 16 hours since Alice opened the chest this morning.
Oh, yeah.
She did it like bright and early, right?
Yeah. So.
Okay.
So, you said you're taking the first watch, Kosatic?
No, I'm gonna take the middle of the night.
The middle of
That's-
the night,
I'll
okay.
do it. Monty.
Yeah, that's my pretty common.
Monty will take
Okay.
the first watch.
Monty takes the first watch.
I'll
Make-
strum some lullabies.
Me a perception check.
Can do.
Can you though? Can you?
Can I do it well though? Not really.
Average.
See, C's get degrees.
Mediocre.
These get better degrees.
It's no fun when we don't hear the DM rolling
I
things.
know.
Yeah.
I want to hear that
What?
noise that makes me cringe. Anticipation build. There it
Oh,
is.
That noise.
That noise.
You should just
Random
clack
flip.
some. You should just clack some dice in front of
Oh,
his microphone.
sorry. For whatever reason, your perception check did not show up, Monty.
It
So-
didn't happen.
Oh, that was your perception check from before?
It was 11.
Well, there's a 7
second
and
one.
there was 11.
Okay.
11.
11.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
no, unless the next one's worse than it did.
No,
It'd be 11.
your rolling noise did not show up in my ears, so
Ah,
that's why I was like waiting.
Oh.
The first part of the watch goes by. You don't notice any other kind of movement outside the walls. You're kind of walking around the walls and inside the walls and outside the walls, and yeah, I mean, like your watch passes without much of a incident. You go over and you tap Quixotic and he startles awake. He looks at you and he's like,
As I do the meditation, I don't have to startle awake. It's just like it's like an owl waking up. You see like one eye open and then the other one open. And then his head rotates 180 degrees and looks at it.
I'm like, whoa, we're going to need an exorcism over here.
well, no, he was facing the opposite direction with his head. He was looking to the left, and you tapped him on the right. So we're still rotate 180 degrees.
It's totally fine now.
Yeah.
Sure, that sounds good.
so yeah, so you tap Quixotic and he opens his eyes and he nods his head and in an effort to not kind of wake up the rest of your companions, he stands up and lets you either take his spot or you kind of go off to find your own spot to bed down for the night, and Quixotic takes his watch. Okay.
Ooh.
With a 9.
I'll kind of sit on the top of the cart and just look around.
With a 9, you sit on top of the cart and you hear some snoring from inside the tent, of which you smile to yourself knowing that the only person that's inside the tent right now is Alice.
That's not the first time that's happened. I'm pretty sure at this point, right?
And you chuckle to yourself because you think about the trouble. Well, you guys have had some troubles as a with your traveling companions, and the shenanigans that you guys have gotten into. You smile and think about kind of this is nice. This is definitely a change from where you have been in the past.
Oh shit! This is the point in like every story where now everything is horrible for the next
Oh my
like 3
God.
chapters.
Just give it a moment.
And
We have an orc invasion to deal with. Come on.
And you think I think I like this.
As the arrow sprouts from his chest.
Splat.
I'm a leaf on the wind.
And the moon has risen above the rubble of the walls at this point, and you hear Droop kind of dog kicking in the cart behind you, and that's about all the excitement that you hear.
I tuck his little blanket in a little tighter, just poor little feller.
It's about all the excitement that you hear during your watch.
All right. Was there a listed third watch? Because if there's not, I guess I'll just keep going.
Yeah, it's just you because
I
you're.
always take a watch.
That's true.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, Tehran
Well, then I will go
always
and-
did one.
Go and wake up Tehran then.
Okay. You go and you tap Tehran on the shoulder, and
I'll just sit up I've been sitting up, just leaned against the supports of the tent. So I'll just look up at you.
Depending
Not
on
healthy, man.
how long we're doing shifts, technically I can do 2 because I only need 4 hours of sleep.
Yeah, but I always do a shift.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright,
So
well,
do you guys
I'll
want to
that,
do it
and I
together?
guess I'll-
And
Yeah.
Aw.
Well, I'll stay up then. I just realized that I don't need to sleep. So,
Okay. Just talk about anything while you guys are taking watch together.
You know, I think we're trying to make sure that people get their long night's rest. But if he wants to bring something up, that's fine. Otherwise,
In the midst of our watch, I'll probably spend time over by the undead and make sure that they're still dead.
I'm dead.
And then, did we make a campfire?
You guys made a small cook fire this evening to kind of to cook your food, but at this point it's just small embers.
Okay, I wouldn't make many rounds, but I would just rest near the tent, probably where I am still, just to watch the 2 openings I can see.
Okay.
I guess if I have, I'll do my perception check. But if I have spare time, I'll kind of examine that dagger a little more. As like I said, it's probably the most expensive thing I've ever touched, honestly. So.
Okay. I was gonna say either both of you give me perception checks, or one of you give me a perception check with advantage.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I can't roll a 1 if I don't get to make a perception check. So.
Ooh.
That seems okay. I'll keep that.
That seems
Okay.
alright.
Okay. All right. So with a 26, you I mean, are you still sitting in the wagon?
The wagon's a little higher off the ground and without me scaling the tower, so I feel like that gives me the best vantage point. Okay. So yeah, I kind of had been. I feel like in the wagon, would I be able to see over the walls a little bit?
The walls are still probably in most places 6 to 10 feet tall or so.
Oh, okay. So
I mean, like while in ruins, I mean, like these are still pretty big walls. Like
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then maybe I would do a couple of patrols because while the walls are nice for a defensible thing, that does make it real easy to sneak up on us. So
okay,
I'll do a couple of rounds.
Okay. Yeah. So you see Tehran, and you guys you recognize Tehran as going over towards the zombies and kind of making sure that the undead are still dead. And re-dead again and staying dead. And you kind of you're walking around the outside of the ruins, and You look off into the distances with the moon high in the sky, and you have pretty good light. And you guys are kind of up on a hill a little bit. And you don't see. You can see for a ways at this hour, and you don't see anything kind of coming towards you guys. And as you're making your way back into the tower and kind of taking your perch up on the wagon, you hear a noise.
Is this a noise I've heard before?
It is a very, very distant noise.
Okay.
It sounds like it might be coming from the well as you're sitting on top of the wagon, just kind of with a 26. You hear some sort of noise at the bottom, or
Okay.
coming from the well.
Can you kind of equate what it might sound similar to? Without
I mean,
giving away what I'm hearing, or
yeah, I mean, so like, while I mean, like, that was the best perception that you guys could do. I mean, like, you're talking about something that's over a half mile away.
Yeah, it's way deep.
But in caverns, things tend to echo and reverberate around. It sounds like it is. You can't make out exactly what it is, but it sounds like it would be somebody or something shouting at somebody else.
Okay, so it's important.
Yeah.
I will kind of, I mean, stealthily is not required, but as not to try and wake other people, I'll approach Tehran and be like, I'll kind of tap my ear a little bit and then point down the well.
Okay.
And kind of put my head a little closer, see if I can maybe discern something that's being said there. Okay. I don't think I have anything that would. Hang on just a second.
I'll rise and I'll join you. Just cautionary kind of awareness.
Okay. Both of you. Sorry, are you leaning over the well as well, Tehran?
No.
I'll do whatever gets me the best
I'll be
acoustics.
near him, but I'm not looking over the well.
Okay. Kwisatz, can you make me a stealth check as you stealth or sleight of hand?
Oh, they're the same. I guess.
Okay.
What would be the difference for what you're expecting from me?
How carefully are you leaning over the side of the well?
I'm not trying to pull a hobbit and knock something in, so I guess stealth.
Okay.
That seems okay.
Yeah.
Yo.
Hey.
So you're not pulling a hobbit and knocking anything in, because that's exactly what I was going for.
As I lean and knock one of the rocks off the.
Yep.
Full of a toque.
Yeah. So as you look over the edge of the well, you don't. It sounded like it was. You aren't necessarily hearing anything else. The sounds that you had heard, it sounds like they have. If there's anything down there, that is not necessarily that they're not saying anything anymore.
Okay.
But with your perception check, as you look down into the well, the moon is hitting the well just right, that as you look down about 100 feet or so, you see what looks like a small don't want to say a small ledge. It looks like it was probably the bottom of the well
Small
at some
child
point.
climbing up it. Is that what
Okay.
we're going for here?
Yeah,
Um,
black wet hair and
Oh my
it looks like half of the bottom of the well is gone.
okay.
Or half or 3/4 of the bottom of the well is gone. So it kind of, from what you knew before, from like when you guys threw the pebble down before, with a better glance and with your perception as to what it is at this early morning hour, and the way that the moon is shining just right, you see that the well wasn't always as deep as you guys seem to know that it is now.
Right. Okay. Yeah, and that makes sense.
Like an interruption 100 feet down.
Well,
Yeah.
the floor of the wall, and then that caved in, and it went into a cavern, most likely.
Gotcha.
I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Okay. With the perception that I'm seeing at where the kind of quote unquote floor of the well would be, there's nothing that would kind of go into the side like a doorway or anything like that, I'm assuming.
No doorways. I mean, like 100 feet down is pretty far.
Yeah.
But kind of, you don't see any other doorways. You think you might catch a glimpse of like a small tube, but I guess make me a history check.
Did you say a small tube?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I'll make that history check. Oh, I can't roll 3 20s in a row, apparently.
You and say, why are you showing so much caution about a well? What's happening?
So there were voices coming from down the well, and looking down there, I can see the floor of where the previous well was, and the collapse below it. So there's something in caverns below us, and they were talking and yelling at each other.
With a 9 history, you aren't too familiar with how wells are built or constructed. It could be a part of the well. It could be something else. You aren't quite sure.
Okay, but you said it's some sort of metal tube or something like that. You said
it's some sort of tube, some sort of circular shape. You see.
Okay, I'll remember that for morning and ask about it then. So yeah, I'll fill him in that there were voices coming from down the well, like that I could hear, and there seemed to be arguing, I guess is the best description for this. I could not make out
kind of threat to us, or some
I do not know. It's people in our not so immediate vicinity. I don't know how quickly they could get to here. I don't know, I'm just letting you know because we're looking out for things, and that is a thing.
Let's not interrupt everyone's rest.
No, it's unnecessary, just so you're aware. I'm letting you know.
So. You watch the well, I'll watch everything else.
That sounds all right.
Okay.
I'm going to not Hobbit, push things in and kind of set up kind of near the well, kind of lean against it or something, and I'll kind of hang out a little closer to there from now on.
Okay.
In case something else comes up.
I'll move more on this side so that I can see any large entrance to the building.
Okay. Cool.
With a 26 perception, he would probably hear me if I were like muttering or talking or anything like that during the watch, right?
Oh, definitely. If he heard something a half mile away reverberating in a cavern below, he definitely heard you muttering anything.
So while I was
hear all.
Yeah, you would have heard me. I would have my sword out. I wouldn't be talking to it directly, but I'd be holding it, and I'd kind of talking to myself that I continue to do your work. I give back what's taken from you as much as I can, and kind of inquire, is this particular threat over? like in regards to this necromancer and his ilk and shit like that. Not expecting a reply, but still talking.
Okay. As you kind of finish that line of thought, a feeling inside of you kind of, it's a feeling that you've gotten before as you've made requests to your patron, and you get a feeling of kind of warmth come through you. It doesn't have, you haven't gotten this feeling.
Warm is bad.
You get a feeling, you get no, that's fair. You haven't got this feeling a lot before, but you get a kind of a chill sent through your body, and kind of as you've come to, as the few times that's happened in the past, that usually insinuates a positive response from your patient.
Like an affirmation. All right.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Good.
Daddy like.
Daddy like. I did a good job today.
Such a good boy.
I was gonna ask if that was his equivalent of the warm and fuzzies. Because I figured it was. I was like, probably it.
The cool and shivers.
The cooling
There you go.
and shivers.
Yeah. So you would have heard.
He had the shivers. It was a
like,
good warm.
Just like me talking to myself, but along those lines.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we've all been there.
Yeah. So.
This is the second person I've seen in the middle of the night talking to a weapon.
And it won't be the last.
It's common, right? Maybe you need to become more cultured.
You're the weird one now.
This is true. I mean, I'm typically the weird one. I don't understand why you don't eat horse here. This is just a weird place to be.
Conditions.
So yeah, so you guys are no longer poisoned. I mean, you're no longer poisoned at the beginning of your long rest. And the sun begins to rise, and you guys hear the distance cawing of roosters way off in the distance, and your eyes begin to open, and the day is yours.
Okay. I will explain to everyone. Listen, in the middle of the night, I don't understand if this is relevant or not, but there was someone arguing down in the well. And,
are you saying this right next to the well? Are you talking
Oh,
quietly?
I'll talk quietly. There was someone in the well. In it. Down in the well.
We barely heard them shouting, but we're gonna whisper.
Yeah, well, they might hear us. I don't know. Listen, there's something else on the floor of what the well used to be. If you look down in the well, I don't know what it is, but so in the daylight, could I get another peek at it or no?
I mean,
you know where to look or what to look at.
Because I know what to look at, and the lighting may be better.
Sure, make me a perception check again.
Or I mean, I guess I don't need perception. Yes, because I already knew where it was. But
or an investigation check, I guess.
Yeah.
I quietly think to myself that noon might be better time to look down a shaft.
It doesn't matter.
If you stick your
thinking-
fat head in there, you
latitude are
can't
we
let
at,
any light
though?
down there.
thinking on it now, the issue wasn't that I couldn't see it. The issue was that I didn't know what it was. So I'll point it out to I guess Monty, who's the guy who knows stuff about history. Say, do you know what that is? If it's supposed to be in there?
Let me see. Do I see it? Can I see it?
I mean, presumably
Maybe-
I'm talking
maybe look-
through.
Maybe look one little harder there. Give yourself
Make me a
D4.
perception check, Monty.
If I'm assisting him, would he get advantage?
The DC's adjusted.
Okay, I was
To
gonna
be
say
able-
because I'm
to be able to
basically
see what you're
pointing
looking at.
it.
Yeah.
God damn it!
Roll a D4.
So, what
Roll a
about you?
D4.
Not even gonna help.
Roll,
D4.
you
Roll-
get
roll
roll
D4
for
for
guidance.
Hey,
There we go, a 10.
Okay.
Do I find it?
You with a little bit of guidance from Kohi, and kind of pointing in the direction that Monty was
I haven't had
looking.
coffee yet.
Uh,
Jesus, people.
you do see, upon further investigation, what Quixotic was talking about. You see what looks like a round tube at the bottom of the well, or at the bottom of the old well. So
All right. So do I know what the architecture that I'm in right now is from? That's a kind of like a thing that I know is like the architecture.
okay.
It's like I can instantly. Oh, I can read the thing off to you.
Gonna put it in.
Yeah, I gotta
Roll20?
find it. It's kind of like buried in here. Like underneath like my background or something.
So
Here it
It
is.
would be under class features probably.
It's under description is what it is. I'll put it into the thing. So
So I
here,
get
so
desktop notifications in the bottom right corner, and I like instinctually went to see what the fuck that's all about. They're not mine.
there it is. So called feature historian, feature historical knowledge.
Okay.
Oh, from your background. Got it.
Yeah. Okay. So you know these ruins were likely built by humans. Built kind of based on the kind of the hewing of the stone and whatnot. It was done as a way to the stone itself was kind of done as a way to keep the area, assuming the tower to the north protected from any prying eyes, while whatever they did inside was being done. The well looks like it was hand dug. Yeah, so that's kind of, and the well itself looks like it was like a well.
So its intent was for water. It wasn't intended to
Yeah.
be like a secret passage or something.
Yes, its
I'll
intent,
make,
its intent was water.
You want me to make like a history check on that item down there, right?
Yeah.
I think that would make sense.
Okay.
Would you be getting any kind of guidance? Nope, doesn't sound like it.
Guidance?
Is guidance just a one-time thing?
It is. So he'd have to cast it every time, right?
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So
It's a cantrip, but yeah, I'd have to actually do it.
Oh, it's a cantrip. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. But with a 19, kind of with some of the other ruins that you've explored throughout, you do know that generally water was collected kind of from areas around the well, and generally there were kind of tubes running into the well to kind of bring water into it. So at one point, the tube at the bottom of the well likely carried water into it.
Which direction is it coming from?
It's coming from the west going east.
Can you pop up the map that we have? So it's coming into the well from what direction?
From the west.
Okay, so if you were to overlay the map that we have been popping onto, would we expect to see, I don't know, like a lake or river in that direction?
Not necessarily. Like likely, I mean, like the tubes were designed to kind of gather water seepage down through that kind of seep down through there, and
Kind of like a rain gutter, kind of like a really
essentially,
long one, or
yeah.
okay. Got it.
So, within 19 history though, you do recall that there in some of your explorations that people have used the bottom of wells for storing away kind of hidden things that they don't want others to find.
Get a rope. We're going down.
I will do the climbing if that's all right.
I'll do the rope holding.
Sounds like a good job for you.
I think we have a
I'll support.
I was about to
Between-
say, shouldn't we put like the heaviest person on the rope?
I was gonna say between two people, do we have 100 feet of rope? Because I've
I don't
got
have
50
rope.
feet. I've got 50 feet right here, and he holds up 50 feet of hempen rope, and presumably someone else does.
This is like 3,000 feet down.
I've got 50
We're not
Oh,
going. We're not
it's
going all the way
100
down.
feet.
It's just
Yeah, we're
100
just-
feet down
Just
to
at the bottom of the well.
Yeah.
Spelunking down.
I've
Oh, yeah,
got.
I do, yeah.
Okay. I'll use my I guess sleight of hand to see if I can tie the ropes together in a believable fashion, as it will be holding my life.
Okay. Make me a sleight of hand check.
Damn, I was hoping for a one. Just
Better
for the
than
hilarity.
terrible.
You've
And
tied knots before, and you're pretty sure that this knot will hold you.
Okay. And then I'm still gonna climb because I'm presumably it's placed stone, correct? So
It
there
is-
should be handholds.
It is placed stone,
Okay.
but whoever designed this well, it is a fairly flat surface going down. It's not
Okay.
impossible to climb down, but it's going to be a little bit more difficult than just a simple.
Who's
rock
helping
climb.
me hold the rope?
Not
Alice,
me.
you said you were.
Sure. Yep.
Moral support and actual support.
I can. Yeah, I will be physical
Yeah.
support. In addition to
go.
cheerleading.
Yeah, you're buffer than I am, so it makes sense.
You can do it, sneaky one.
I do not have high strength, so I'll give it my college try, but my college try is gonna suck.
Well, as long as you're heavy.
How do you know how strong? Oh, strength.
Yep.
I love you.
God damn
It's a good judge.
Typically,
it.
yes.
Is there something I
Pay for
can
time.
maybe tie off the top end to, just in case?
You have more strength than I do.
It's a focus.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Sure.
Yeah.
We'll tie it around a beam of some sort up here.
you guys, do you guys only have 100 feet of rope?
Well, do we have 150?
Alice
Does
has
someone?
50. Alice has
Okay.
50. You have 50. Daph
All
has
right, then
50.
we'll do.
Okay.
Then I'll
Yeah.
try and tie.
Just making
two
sure we're
lengths.
not working with just 100 feet.
Yeah, no, we'll tie two
gonna have to
lengths
jump the
or
last
3
10.
lengths together,
You have to
and
jump the
we'll have
last 10.
150 then, which is going to be fucking terrifying because of a 40-foot free fall if I miss the bottom. But
Yoink.
yep.
You have a 40-foot free fall until you hit the possible bottom.
No, I mean if I miss the bottom, the ledge that's down there, I have a 40-foot free fall into the cavern
For the rope. gets you.
before the rope stops me.
Yeah.
Do we want to make a history check on if anybody knows what belay systems are?
What the who? What?
Or we could just say, we do this. Let's go.
Let's go.
I'm a climb
Well,
down this well.
In the fucking well.
Yeah.
Okay.
We tied knots. We liked it, right? We thought that was good. We think they're all good. We
Yes.
got
I
it looped
mean,
around
If
someone. and
I'll
anchored
not turn down a
somewhere,
second look at it, but yeah, I mean,
and- all
I'm
right.
okay
If
with it, I
Alice
guess.
and Monty are holding the rope, are you like right on top of the well? Are you? Because I will.
Yeah.
I want to be at the mouth of the well where the rope is going in once he's inside, in case shit.
Okay.
Makes sense.
So
Yeah, put me somewhere.
All right. I'm
The
gonna.
way we're gonna do this is that we're gonna do this as a way of succession. So it's not just gonna be a one roll.
Sure.
I want so I want to know how everybody's helping you do do this descent. And so it's going to be a combination of you, Quixotic, with your strength check, and then I kind of want everybody else to do tell me how you're helping using a different strategy, a different.
I would have like stuck the two people holding the rope a little more than 5 feet away from the edge of the well. Like maybe both of them take a step back. I want to essentially play in case shit catcher, like here for when if the rope breaks at them or they let loose of it, I'll have a chance at it between it and the well. And that's what I'm doing.
All right. So I guess we'll start off. I ask Quixotic, make me a strength check as you're starting to your climb down.
I'm going to propose athletics because it specifically mentions climbing slippery surfaces.
We can do. I will. You can do athletics throughout,
Okay.
but I'm gonna have everybody else do something else. A different check throughout. Yeah.
Yeah. The reason I was proposing athletics is it specifically mentions climbing sheer slippery surfaces.
Yeah.
He's gonna tell us
And I have a bonus in that. And then my other question would be: is with the rope as an assist, would I get advantage, or are you going to? Is it a straight roll?
I'm gonna say straight roll because your advantage is going to be with other people.
Well, let's see how this goes. Woo!
Oh boy.
So.
Oh damn! We're glad we used the rope.
Tehran, make me a.
We don't have the rope slack. Just so you're right. It's like we're
like a fall.
Yeah.
Make me.
We are belaying him.
Make me an insight check.
Who's in front? You or me, Monty?
Cool insight.
You're stronger than I am, so it probably would make sense for you to be in front, and I will.
Right. So I am braced and holding and just easing him down.
Now,
oh shit balls.
Insight is for like noticing reactions on people, not necessarily situations.
That's what we're using this on. Is that like he was the way he described what he was doing. He was describing kind of making sure that the ropes are lined up correctly, so that in case something did happen, that he had the insight to make sure that things were set up properly.
Okay.
You fall 10 feet. The line, 10 feet. The line, while may not have been slack, people were not necessarily paying the best attention to you as you were going down. You shout out in a little bit of a fear, and it gets everybody's attention real quick.
I'm good. We're good. The walls are very slippery.
Tehran set up the ropes. Okay-ish, but definitely not well enough to prevent you from slipping a little bit as you climb down.
Right, let's try this again.
It's okay, buddy. Sorry.
I'm all good.
Gotcha.
We're good. Everything's fine.
Okay. All right. So you get your heart's beating fast in your throat at this point, but it starts to slow down, and you're like, all right, I'm tied on. They have me. I'm going to continue on, and so you start moving down again. I can get you to make another athletics check for me.
Oh, I would love nothing more.
Do a little bit better this time.
There we go.
Yay.
It's not awful.
And who is helping this time?
Are you just gonna be casting it down the well at me?
Guidance. I'm just touching everybody with guidance. Everybody gets guidance.
Everybody.
Okay, I was gonna say it has to be touch.
Yeah.
I'm literally just watching this, so I'm just.
Okay.
I don't have my hands on the rope, and I'm not coaching. I'm just standing between them and the well in case the rope breaks or slips out of their hands.
Okay.
So.
All right, Alice, you go this time then, and then I'll make the next one.
You making athletics?
Did he say? What am I
No,
doing?
he didn't say.
As what are you doing?
I am.
How are you helping Kozatek descend the well?
So I'm trying to let out little bits to keep him, little bits of the rope at a time, so that as he descends, if he does slip again, he won't fall 10 feet. He'll maybe fall 6 inches or a foot before we gather up the slack and catch him. So I am braced and focused.
Okay. Let's make a survival check.
It doesn't sound
Because
great.
because as you
Athletic person in the front of the rope holding. Hey,
as
check.
you're looking for ways for that sign that he's slipping a little bit, and you want to make sure that you have the knowledge to kind of grab on right away.
that with a -1. It's as good as you can do.
-1, nice. I get a +4 to that, so I could have done. But you did awesome. That's
Okay.
great.
So Kozatek continues his descent down, and this next set with you, Alice, as kind of the helm. You feel a little bit of tug, and you know that it's not him falling, but it's him looking for a little bit more slack in the rope as he descends. Like this feels good. You know that like if he were to fall, that you would have been able to catch him. Good job. All right, so we are about 40 feet down at this point. Let's continue on.
I'm gonna do the thing.
All right.
Do a good job.
Roll me your athletics check, Kozatek.
Oof.
All right.
Woo!
Oh, it was a 5.
So who's helping this round? And really, I should be doing this the other way. I want people to describe to me what they're doing to help in this
I'm
next set.
coaching them all through holding the rope and letting it go, so more guidance.
Okay.
And then I've got the rope kind of wrapped around me, and I'm slowly feeding it out so that there's tension continuously on it. And I've always got both my hands on either side of the rope. They never kind of leave it. Making sure that the anchor point back behind me is secured and not loose and coming undone. And just making sure smooth, slow feed of the rope, always points of contact and
Okay.
that as it's fed through.
Make me a sleight of hand check.
Your drink can show up by the refrigerator.
Okay.
I can do that.
Kozatek, after Alice, was feeling pretty good about his descent, and maybe got a little bit too giddy. And as he what felt like tugs to you, Monty, or may have been Kozatek actually making a misstep and almost falling down the well. But with your slow release of the rope and kind of making sure that it was kind of slow and steady, Kozatek made it down another 20 feet successfully.
Yay.
Okay.
All right. 60 feet.
60 feet.
Woo!
Nice.
On fire tonight, man.
I am.
I was about to say I wanted to lean down the well and comment on how sure-footed you seem to be.
This well is very slippery. I'm glad no one else did it because I'm doing such a great job down here that no one can see. Don't worry about it.
we have no way of noticing how bad you're doing and potentially falling up here through
All
the
right.
rope and the
So-
tugs. Who's up?
helping at this point? Either Nikola or Kohi or Dapos.
I'm not helping right now. I'm going to
Okay.
be using my message. That's pretty much my job in this. Is I'm going to be using message to communicate, but
Who are you
there's nothing
communicating
real.
to?
Quixotic.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as
Good vibes. Sedative good vibes.
Well, it's more of a just like, hey, how you doing? Like, and then once he gets down there, we can communicate back and forth, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But like, that's all I'm doing.
Okay. So tell me a little bit more about what you're saying to him as he's going down.
You doing okay? Like, I'm just communicating back and forth. I'm just the messenger.
Okay. Make me
Don't look down.
Make me a
Don't look
performance check.
All right. Good thing I've got charisma.
Is your mic out?
Yeah, Rob, I think you're muted.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I said every couple of feet you hear a shit fuck as he slides.
And so as you make this next section of rope down the well, you hear a lot of shit fucks. Things are not going well. The rope is slipping a little bit faster than what you had intended, and the words coming from Davos are not helping. They're serving as distractions. You are misplacing your foot, and eventually you yell up to him, "Shut the fuck up!"
I don't have to yell. It's in my brain.
You yell through your
Still
brain.
yells.
No,
Still yells.
you do yell because that's how frustrating it is. Yeah, you do yell.
You start hearing swears in languages you've never heard before.
Okay, I'll stop.
You yell, and then all of a sudden you realize what you've done, knowing that there is something
down there
at the bottom of the well. You have just yelled your position to something down there.
Roll initiative.
Okay.
Well, we got him in the well.
After all the missteps, I think I'll put my hands on the rope at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, after hearing all that, I'm gonna come down and try and assist with
Something.
emergency.
Yeah,
rope
maybe
handle.
helping me get back up eventually would be good. But so
you have about 20 feet left.
Yeah, okay.
And before you roll your next athletics, I want to hear is Nikola or Kohi? I want to know like which of you is going to help Quixotic make kind of like this last traverse down the well.
And we're using what to lower him down? Everybody lowering him is performance?
How far is he down?
So
About 80 feet.
I'm asking each of you to help with this lowering of Quixotic using a different skill set.
So he's just asking, how would you help in this situation?
All I can do is really help the rope holders with guidance and make sure that we're holding the rope as much as well as we can. Because all of my bless and things like that is 30 feet and he's too far down.
Okay.
I can try and be at the front of it to try and make sure it's not getting caught on any of the jagged cobblestones to try and make it smoother, lowering them down.
All right. And give me 1 second.
More guidance. Put it up there.
More guidance.
Make me an investigation check. You are in your effort to kind of make sure that the rocks around the edge of the wall aren't slicing into the rope. You're kind of investigating the rocks to make sure that they.
Are we gonna do athletics first?
Nope.
Okay. There we
Okay.
go. Roll a d4.
All right.
Okay.
13.
13.
Okay. And Rob, make your final athletics check to try and get down to the bottom.
Woo! Single digits all the way down, baby.
All the way down. This is not your finest clamping moment.
Nope.
So Nicola is doing a wonderful job at making sure that the rope isn't kind of cutting along any rocks or whatnot. And in doing so, he moves the rope out of the way from one of the rocks, kind of right over the edge, and it prevents you from going. It kind of stops you from going further than what you had intended.
Okay.
You are only 90 feet down at this point.
Okay.
I need one more check from you and from one other person.
Single digits all the way down.
I think it's Monty's turn now. I think he's the only one who hasn't acted.
I mean, I did go, but I can go again. That's fine.
Yeah, Monty did go. He did a sleight of hand check as
Okay,
a slow rope release.
Okay.
Duran wants to put his hands on the rope.
I already had them on the road.
Okay.
He
I was
wants
saying I would have.
I asked Kohi. You've been giving guidance throughout.
Make us a religion check. Pray to your God.
No, that's actually really good. Make me a religion check.
You're good at this. Do it.
You're muttering prayers underneath your breath. Let's see that final religion check.
Oh, praise Jesus. Turtle Jeebus.
Sweet turtle Jesus.
Turtle Jesus.
Somehow,
Dear Lord, baby Jesus.
sweet 8-pound, 11-ounce baby turtle Jeebus
the glistening.
I like the baby Jesus.
was listening to you and provided Quixotic, who for whatever reason in his quickness to hop down this well has seemingly never hopped down a well before.
Go figure.
You're doing
allowed
great.
him to
We're all counting on you.
sweet baby turtle Jeebus has allowed for the safe passage of Quixotic to the bottom of the well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
you are standing on
like a very
probably
small ledge.
a 8-inch ledge that's about 16 inches long, kind of on the eastern side of the wall, opposite the wall of the tube that you saw before.
Oh, okay, so it's not even on the same side. Great.
I'm gonna holler
Alright.
down. What can you see, Sneaky?
Give me un moment. Great. Just a second. So I guess perception check first, or investigate. What do you want while I'm down here?
So, as what are you doing?
So we are of the impression that things are typically hidden at the bottom of wells. I guess I'm gonna look around and make sure, is there something hidden in the pipe? Is there something on the ground here? Some sort of sigil, symbol?
Okay.
You know,
Let's start off with a perception check.
Love that we just made the equivalent of a dozen rolls if there's nothing down here.
18.
Okay, 18. This well, while over a probably 200 years old or so. The bottom of this well looks like besides when it has been dug out before, it definitely looks like there has been people doing things at the bottom of this well.
Okay.
As you gaze down beneath your feet, You see what looks like the broken. You see broken rock kind of beneath you. It probably goes down another. You can see sections that look like it goes down another 30 to 50 feet. And before it kind of opens up into vastness below.
Okay.
So that's kind of that's what you see kind of around you.
So it's not a straight plummet. It kind of goes into a tunnel, which then goes into the cavern.
I mean, kind of based on what you're seeing, you figure the well didn't end like 6 inches above the top of the cavern, but was probably 30 to 50 to 100 feet above the top of the cavern. And
Okay. So
kind of over time, the cavern has collapsed. You think the top of the cavern has collapsed and has exposed part of the bottom of the well to the rest of the cavern below.
okay. Is there?
The internet has come through. There
man.
literally is a turtle baby Jesus.
Is there anything in the pipe? I guess is my first question while I'm looking around.
Make me an investigation check at disadvantage.
Okay.
You've just climbed down 100 feet. You're standing on the edge of a 6-inch ledge above a 3,500 foot fall.
This isn't scary at all. I have this.
Nice.
Suck it.
Okay.
Ooh.
You carefully bend down and kind of you're crouching down. Your legs are squatting like you've never squatted before, and you reach your hand into the you look into it, and I mean it looks black. There's no light.
Now, I will point out I do have natural dark vision, so I should be able to see a little bit.
And like you can see what looks like blockage at up the tunnel a little bit. The blockage could be something. It could just be dirt at the that has kind of filled in
How far?
over the
Like
edges.
just past arm length, or?
It's probably
Extend out with a dagger.
Well, I was just gonna say because I've got arrows, I've got a crossbow or a crowbar, and like I've got things that are longer than my arm. That
it's
I
probably
can
about
stick in
6 feet in or so.
6 feet.
Oof. How
Um,
big's that hole?
yeah, is it big enough to fit my arm in? What's the?
Yeah, I mean the hole itself is probably about 6 inches, 6 to 8 inches or so wide. Knowing that like it was carrying in water from the surrounding area as it seeped into the pipe.
Is Davpost still trying to message me? No, he stopped, right?
Yes, I stopped.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have. Where did I see that? I thought I saw I had.
I can see
thread.
you, but
I have string. I'm gonna try and do a weird Hail Mary here. I'm gonna tie string to like kind of lean up against the wall, take an arrow out of my sheath because apparently I brought all my shit down with me. Tie a string to one of the arrows. I'm gonna try and shoot an arrow down the pipe. And
okay, so
hit it.
How long is your longbow?
I don't know. It's a longbow. It's probably 5 feet.
Okay. You go to try and take your longbow out.
Oh my god.
And you go, damn it! I wish I had a fucking crossbow because my longbow is too long to try and get at an angle or at a reasonable angle to shoot in the.
I don't believe
the
I
well here.
have. We have a.
You think to yourself and go, fuck, that blacksmith was right. I needed a crossbow.
I messaged down. I'm like, okay, is there anything there? If not, let's do this. Come back up.
Say, is there something blocking the pipe? I need a long, thin object that's about 6 feet long but slightly flexible. Good
Well,
luck.
Or you could just say, let's do this and come back up.
No, I want to find out what this is. This could be important. Or it could be nothing. I don't know.
It could be absolutely nothing. Is it worth the risk at this point?
I mean, if it's not, then we just said fuck all and can I? Okay, so I have a candle. Can I light the candle and see what it is in the pipe?
Or I could just drop you a rock.
A rock with light on it? Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Can you do that?
Yeah.
All right, so Duffos, you're gonna light a rock, and you're gonna drop it down in hopes that Quixotic is going to catch it.
Yep.
Right. Okay.
No, but these are flexible.
Dex save?
Yeah,
Or-
make me not a dex save, just a dex check. A straight dex check.
Let's see if I can do that in D&D Beyond.
I got it. I'm just going to roll a sleight of hand check because it's just my proficiency bonus.
Yeah, actually, can I do sleight of hand? Because that would make sense.
Sure. Make me a sleight of hand check.
Both of us?
There.
Oof.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah. So as you you count down in your head, Duffos, and you drop the lighted rock down to Quixotic, and it lands like right in his hand. Like there's no need for movement. It just plop right in his hand.
Nice.
Okay.
I guess I'll hold it up to the entrance first just to see if I can see what's in there because it's like 20 feet of light, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's dark at the bottom of the well, and now you have this glowing bright rock in your hand, and you kind of shield your eyes from the rock as you hold it up to try and get a look into this tube, and it definitely looks like it is a wooden cylinder of some sort. You can't tell much more than that, but it's definitely not dirt at the end of this.
Does it
Need
look
mage hand.
lodged or does it look like it was placed in there? Like, is it full circumference or is it like the well is like this and then it's kind of sitting in the tube?
It definitely looks like somebody probably placed this down here, but there's like over time, over the past couple hundred years or so, this with the water kind of coming through here, and this tube is pretty solidly in this pipe.
Yeah, it's calcification or something. Okay. Fuck me, I'm gonna do this. So you said it's 6 foot in there?
It's about 6 feet from the end of the tunnel.
How long's a rapier? 3
Like
feet?
3 feet, yeah.
So if I put my arm up to my shoulder with a rapier on it, can I kind of jiggle it, try and shake it at me?
How tall are you?
I'm probably, I don't know, let's see if I put a note in there. Probably close to 6 foot. If I have a 0 ape index, it'd be at least a 3 foot arm span.
I mean,
About
your
2.
arm's about 2 to 2.5 feet long.
If I'm a 6 foot tall person,
You're a
Yeah.
6 foot tall person.
then I'm
Hi.
a T-Rex because I'm a 5'8" person and I've got a 6 foot arm span.
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
but that
as a 5'8" person, you have
suppose-
a 5'8" arm span.
As a what?
As a 5'8" tall person, and from fingertip to fingertip going out, that's how that is approximately how tall you are.
Right.
So,
But I mean, me personally, I
Right,
have a 6 foot arm span.
then you are a
It's a positive ape index. That's what that
yes.
is.
So
But, so all right. So can I try and reach it with the rapier? And you're saying it's going to come up short.
I mean, you can try it.
I'm gonna try it.
So you pull your rapier out, and you're squatting back down, trying to get the right angle to kind of get into the end of the tube and whatnot. And as you reach your arm in, you kind of get to based on the angle that you're at, like your arm is, I mean, it's coming up your bicep and whatnot, and like you're not hitting anything at the end. Like you are.
Okay.
Is he
Still- still a
communicating
bit short.
what he's doing?
Yeah, I'm trying to
Like,
explain
Yeah,
that
we're
there's
messaging
something
back
in
and forth
this
right now. Yeah.
there's something in this tube, and
You
it's
lack
just out
the
of right.
required tools to reach
Yeah,
it?
it's just out of reach.
What's
and
just
I don't.
out of reach? I asked.
There's some sort of container or something in this pipe made of wood.
What's just out of reach? Like how far? I asked Atlas.
I say it's about
He's-
6 foot down the pipe,
yeah.
and I can't reach it with my arm and a rapier. So I need preferably something with a little bit of a hook on the end, so I can just put it past it. But
1 second.
so everybody kind of check through your inventories.
While you're standing down at the bottom of this well, make me an as what we were doing before, athletics check. You've been down at this well. You've climbed down 100 feet. You're standing on this small ledge. You're starting to feel a little bit tired.
Okay.
Make me an athletics check.
Can I use acrobatics because it involves balance?
I'll allow it.
Okay.
You are starting to feel like your legs are starting to kind of cramp up a little bit. You're starting to shake a little bit. It's you feel like you have the strength to get up, but your time down at the bottom as well as you can feel is definitely coming to a close very soon.
So,
Alright.
I'll get the rough dimensions from Daphos about what it is. It's like it's about 6 feet away from him. It's how big around? Like
Yep. And it's
It's-
about the
it's-
size of a scroll case.
the thing he's after. Okay.
Yeah.
I will use my packed weapon. I'll pull out my sword, and I'll concentrate on it, and I'll change the shape of it into something more like malleable spear. With a hook on the end, about 6.5 or 7 feet long. A semi-flexible javelin, so that he could, I don't know.
So I can like bend it and put it in the pipe.
So if fed in vertically, he could maybe have enough bend in it to start going down the tube. I choose its form. I mean,
Okay.
I'm using a javelin that's 7 feet long and a little bendy with a hook on
He only has
How-
a minute to use it.
it. That's what I'm going to say to him.
What's
how,
that?
How far can that go from you?
It doesn't matter. If
It
it's
doesn't?
if it's out of 5 feet from me for more than a minute, it disappears. But it can be any amount away from me for that amount of time.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
I will. I can't pretend there's a carabiner on it.
Can you loop the hook around it and slide it down the rope?
There is a half coil in the middle of it that imagine like a spring, but only a single turn of it, so that I can turn it sideways on the rope and kind of like wiggle a loop around the rope so that I can drop it down the rope at him.
Kind of slide it down. Yeah.
So it goes down the rope rather than having him to rely on him.
Freehand catch it. Yeah.
I'm gonna go, you have a minute to use this. It's coming straight at you. So I'd stop it with anything but the core of your body.
Can I just hold the rope over the last of the
Let it go.
stone so it just like stops on the stone? Oh yeah, that too.
Someone have you make a sleight of hand check again.
Okay.
The DC has changed based on the description of the weapon. So, all right. You're lucky.
Exactly.
Someone hit that number exact, I think.
As this weapon comes down, it's a weapon like you've never seen before. It is.
Specific tool.
It is a 7-foot long javelin with a curlicue on the end. A curlicue on one end and a hook on the other. You
He sent me a giant drain snake.
you take it off, and what do you do with it?
I'm gonna try and. So he said it's flexible, so I'm gonna try and kind of put it up the well a little bit, and then feed it in around and kind of drag that thing out.
Okay. What can I? How can I have you do this?
Sleight of hand.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. It's a sleight of hand check to try and get this out.
I have another option.
Go quickly.
Yeah. No, it's a ranged dex attack.
I'll take the sleight of hand, I guess, if that's
Okay.
10.
You get it around. The angle that you're trying to fish it in there and whatnot. I mean, like the space that this tube is in. I mean, like you're kind of hitting the end of it. Like the time, it does not seem like you've been able to get to the other side of it. Between Davos trying to tell you to hit it, and the time that it took to get down there, you figure you have about 30 seconds left or so.
Can I make one more attempt and then I'll just climb back up, I guess.
I mean, so the way I was doing it is that it's taking about 10 seconds or so for you to try and fish it around there. So,
Okay.
So yeah, so you've used up about 30 seconds between sliding down the rope, Davos trying to tell you to hit it, and you trying to fish it. So you have about 30 seconds left before this disappears.
I'm gonna try it again, I guess.
Okay.
There we go.
That's
That's
good.
better.
Yeah. So you're fishing it around, and you feel it go in probably another 8 inches or so beyond kind of where you're hitting before. And as you start to pull, and you can feel a little bit of resistance as you start to pull.
Okay.
That you think within reasonable expectations that you probably have the hook on the other side of the this container.
Okay. I know I don't have much time left. Can I either try and finesse it so that it would roll, or kind of give it a yank or wiggle it around? I don't know. I guess more pulling.
Okay. Yeah, make me a athletics check or a strength check.
I've been doing great the whole night with those.
Oh, fuck.
Single digits.
This this tube is wedged in there a little bit more than what you're kind of able to get with the leverage of being kind of on this ledge and hanging over this hole and with a long pole. Yeah,
right.
it didn't budge. You have about 10 seconds left before this weapon disappears.
All right, so I yell up the thing, yell up the well, brace the rope. I'm gonna put both feet on the well wall.
Okay.
And just yank.
On the rope, not bracing.
I'm hoping that they will have that. Will you give me advantage if I place both feet and just yank
I will let you make an acrobatics check.
instead?
I'll let you make an acrobatics check instead.
Okay. All right, let's see how this goes.
Hey.
With a final pull.
The
with both
anticipation.
feet on the wall as you're pulling.
It'd be like somebody's goddamn wheel. And I bequeath to Josiah
The javelin is pulling out, and you're able to kind of get it past your body, and as you do so, the javelin disappears, but not before the end of this case comes popping out of the tube.
Catch it, catch it, catch it.
I need you to make a dex saving throw to try and catch this before it falls down into the bottom
Motherfuck.
of the well.
Okay, hang on. Let's see if I make sure I get the right number for this.
Spend an hour doing this and you drop it down the fucking well.
Yup.
I'm letting go of the rope. I'm letting
Here we
go.
go. There's my 11.
God damn it, Keelan, don't
Fucking
do this.
just give it to him, please.
The dice roll, guys. The dice roll.
You fuck.
Oh fuck.
The case tumbles just out of your grasp as you try and catch it. You see it falling down into the abyss below.
Motherfuck. Can I hang on?
You have one reaction before it's out of it's falling. What do you do?
Shoot the arrow.
Okay, so I guess I'm gonna let go of the spear, obviously, and I'm just gonna try with both hands and hope they're gonna hold on to me. I'm gonna go after it. So.
Oh, he's diving down.
Well, I'm not diving, but I'm just letting go to really go
And
after
the spear was gone before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm both hands, and hopefully they're gonna catch me with the rope. Otherwise, I'm gonna die a terrible death, and they're gonna find a new person. So, I want this thing.
Okay.
Dex save.
Yeah, make me one final dex save.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Needed to beat a 20 though.
You are trying as the spear disappears and you see the scroll come out after your initial trying to fumble around to try and grab it. You miss it, and you take you've worked so hard to try and get this, and it's not going to get out of your grasp. You dive down.
God damn it.
You dive down, and there's probably 20 feet of rope in play from up above. And as you dive down, you're praying that the knots that you tied before are still holding.
Mm-hmm.
And the weight of you makes you fall a little bit faster than this case. And right before you feel the yank of the rope, you go down and you clasp onto this wooden container.
It's just like, I got it.
And
you have never felt so scared shitless and relieved at one time before. You are now dangling at the bottom of this rope, 20 feet below the bottom of the well.
So while
above
I'm down here, do I see anything
cavern.
neat? Yeah.
This wood tube better be a sentient fleshlight that jerks you off for you and then shits the cure to cancer. The other end.
Like it's gonna have like 6 gold coins
it's
and
not
like
magic.
a pearl
will.
or something in
This
it.
could be a will. On.
Yeah, right.
No, it's actually just a cup full of dirt.
Yeah, right.
After-
You hear
after
back
the-
50 acres.
After the
Of my
yank
property.
on the rope, I'll call down. Like, are you okay? Are we pulling you up now?
hold me up. You
Pull
just hear
up.
echo up the cavern.
Go bring them up slowly, and I'll do not as much pulling as much as I'm guiding the rope to not be dragging on the top of the well as they pull up.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of what I can do to make sure I don't drop this fucking container.
Hug it.
I have. I
Sorry,
guess I don't know if I'm still wearing my stuff, so I'll just kind of. I don't know. I'm just gonna cradle it.
Okay. So with a football in hand, you guys begin to haul a relatively, I don't want to say limp body, but like a not very helpful Quixotic up out of the well. He's holding on as hard as he can to this wooden container. As you guys bring him up over the top of the edge, Kozatek rolls over, exasperated, out of breath, looks at you, and says,
Monty, I found this thing.
Things! I
I
love
found the
things!
thing. He holds it up.
Sounds like you got a little bit of excitement down there, but we're gonna
Just
let it all go. That's good.
winded.
We got things.
Did you
I
touch
found
it with your
thing.
hands?
I like
What's
it.
that?
Did you touch it with your hands?
Oh yeah, I'm
All
covered
over.
in presumable filth at this point because I don't know how long that thing had been blocked for.
Detox.
Yeah.
What is it?
Find out what it is.
Next week.
"Yep,
Next
On
week
DBZ?
on
yeah.
DBZ.
Oh, we're gonna find out what's in this tube next week. It's feeling
Okay.
pretty late, and I want to keep you guys on the edge.
You
'Cause
bastard.
Holy shit!
That's-
We
Damn,
spent
guys.
a session getting this thing out.
Well, it hopefully is worth it. We'll see.
So,
There was
Um,
enough hints. There was enough things, lures and hooks to pull us to this. There's got to be something besides Aunt
There
Aggie's
was
will.
one hook to pull us to this, and it worked okay.
I mean,
And by
like,
that I mean
We
there
kept
was a
coming
hook that
back
pulled
to
it
it
out.
though. Well,
Yeah.
yes, you're right.
yeah, you just kept pulling on it. But like without Quazatic's 26 perception, I don't know if you guys would have. And I
Would've
mean,
found
unless you
that.
guys would have come up with something else.
Yeah.
I don't know if you would have noticed what's going on down there. I mean, let alone what knows that's going on up here with you guys now.
Yeah.
So,
Well, we'll see.
And it was bound to happen.
All right.
So.
Next week then.
yeah, next week.
Alright.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
That was a good
you.
session.
Thank you.
It was
Good
different.
session.
Good job, everybody, in helping lower Quazatic. I liked everybody's kind of teamwork input. So.
Pretty sure all my athletics checks, none of them were above a 7.
They were not.
The whole trip down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're gonna need to work on that. Go do
you were
some calisthenics.
pretty reliant
stretches
on
for
your team
yoga.
members.
It's true.
Hey, there's no I in team. There's no athletics in you either.
Yeah. Hey, I'm technically trained in it. So.
I know.
All
I'm
right,
giving
so-
you crap. You did good job. You got the
Thank you.
results.
So we'll catch you guys next week.
Yep.
Yep.
Sounds good. Thanks,
Sounds good.
everybody.
Later.
Hey,
Later.
Later.
Good night.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Stop recording.